Hello, and welcome to Truth and Judgment. Today is kind of a throwback Media Monday, where we're going to go ahead and give you a review of the movie Charlie's Angels. Now, to begin with, we noticed that there were a lot of very negative reviews about women washing in the movie Charlie's Angels, which, frankly, to me, didn't make a lot of sense, considering that Charlie's Angels is about women being spies. But with that being said, I did notice that there were some overtones that might have been exaggerated a little bit, but definitely not enough to give it the bad review that it was given. With that being said, I did have a few other problems with the movie. Overall, I would probably give the movie a solid 5.5 out of 10. And that doesn't mean it was a bad film. It was average. It was okay. But there were some problems. Towards the beginning of the movie, there's a car chase, and the villain shoots out the back windows of a car, and then pushes it into the river. And then they proceed to have trouble opening the door to escape, even though they could swim out the back window. My wife tried to tell me that it was for dramatic effect, but that didn't necessarily change my opinion. There were other ways that they could have dramatized that exact moment, rather than leaving an open plot hole. And then, in the middle of the movie, there's a scene where they're sailing away on a boat to the next location, but with the way that the soundtrack was played, and the way that the camera panned out, it almost seemed like the movie was ending. And it was good that it wasn't ending, because nothing was resolved, but it really gave you a false sense that the movie was actually over. And that I don't think that was cool to do to the fans. Just because, we're trying to get this story going. Especially after all the big things that happened leading up to that scene. Kristen Stewart, her character was done far better than I could have hoped. Up to this point, the only Kristen Stewart I've ever really seen is Bella, and also in the movie Into the Wild. And in both of those, she's kind of just a melodramatic, dull, plain Jane type of character. And in this movie, she wasn't. And she did it phenomenally. She definitely gave a new aspect to the Kristen Stewart line. With that being said, there were some other minor issues. In the beginning of the movie, the villain, the main villain assassin, is overly prepared. In order to take out this little scientist who has no training, he brings an assault vehicle with a minigun mounted in the passenger seat. But at the end of the movie, he's not prepared at all, and ends up losing his life. But I just don't agree with the way he lost his life. With that being said, overall, the movie was very good. It was action-packed, and I would definitely recommend seeing it. Titus, to you.
Interesting. I see. Okay. Are we rolling? Okay. Well, hey, Alex. Thanks for introducing me. I was just catching up on a little bit of Charlie's Angels lore and history, and I'm going to talk about my take on the new Charlie's Angels movie. Now, this movie does a lot to fix the lore behind Charlie's Angels series. It's meant to combine the movies, the previous two movies, Charlie's Angels and Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, and the original 1970s and 80s series of Charlie's Angels, which was a TV show. They went so far as to explain how there can be multiple Bosleys, and Charlie is the figurehead of the Charles Townsend Agency, otherwise known in this movie as the Townsend Agency. And it has expanded to be a worldwide private investigator times super spy organization type thing. And it's all about beautiful women doing amazing badass shit. And I can get behind that. That's awesome. We're introduced to two brand new angels that we have never seen before, and they are part of a larger team of many angels, but these two specifically were chosen for this one mission regarding this scientist who is trying to reveal to the world that this new technology is extremely dangerous if manipulated and used incorrectly. But it's about to be released into the market. So what does she do? She contacts the Townsend Agency thinking that they might be able to help, and then she gets dragged into the action along with the angels throughout the entire rest of the movie. And there's an enemy spy character which Alex told you about. He pursues the scientist. Yeah, so she's kind of like the main character. The story revolves around her. And he's trying to kill her because she knows too much. And in this line of work, knowing too much is a problem and it can get you killed. So throughout the movie, she interacts with all of this different technology and stuff. She knows how to hack things, so that's kind of her role on the team. She hacks into things and does a lot of the computer work, which is good. It makes sense. It's good. And the other two are the fighters. They go out there and beat up all the bad guys. And don't worry, they'll wake up. Yeah, they're not going to wake up. They track down this rich guy, which you see in the start of the movie, and then by the end of the movie, he's like revealed as like a good guy, like he's helping them now, which to me didn't make any sense. And the technology in the movie didn't make any sense for the most part. Like, I understand bone conduction and communication devices, but how does bone conduction allow you to hear a conversation that's happening like on your wrist? It's got a long way to go, so that doesn't make any sense. And this little tattoo thing is supposed to be the communication device. Like on one of the girls, it's like on the back of her neck, which kind of makes sense, which makes more sense than like on her wrist. And then the other girl is gonna get her tattoo like on her chest, like right here, which also kind of makes sense, but not as much sense as like an earring would have made sense as a communication device. Technology wise, communication that failed did not make any sense throughout the entire movie. But the movie itself was good. I'd say that the movie itself was good. It established that Bosley is a rank in the organization, and that you can, once you become a Bosley, everybody just refers to you as Bosley. That becomes your name. And Bosley is the name of the original John Bosley, who played the role in the original TV show and the first movie. Let us know what you think. Have you seen the movie? What did you think about it? We thought it was pretty good. It wasn't too bad. Critics thought it was terrible. They hated it, but we didn't think it was too bad. And leave a like on this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you can stay notified on all the hot topics. This has been VNI Nation. Thank you, and goodbye.